Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Tactical Waffle podcast. Today, we will be talking about our overrated 11 and the new England squad that just got announced by Thomas Tuchel, and obviously the Carabao Cup final as well. I think that's a good place to start. Um,
Yeah, come on.
yes, obviously George is a City fan, so he's buzzing. Nico O'Reilly, 2 goals.
Give that
Got
man
there.
a knighthood.
Yeah, he played really well, to be fair.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, just the entire game in general, it was just such a good watch. Um, I went to the pub with a couple of mates to watch the game, and there were probably about 100 or so people at the pub, and I think about 90% of the people in the pub were Arsenal fans. So I was just that one
oh,
City fan
that's
being
that's
really sort of.
class.
I was just that one City fan being sort of really sort of like low key in the corner, just trying to
Yeah.
be as quiet as possible until the goals went in, and then I got some really really dirty looks, which was quite funny.
Yeah.
But
Did
but
you
yeah,
did you whip out the second again chant? Second again, ole ole. Did you whip
close.
that out?
I was very close. I mean, I waited for a couple of people to leave the pub, so Um,
Yep.
I mean, I was definitely thinking about it, and then I realised I don't
Mm.
want to get assaulted, so um, that yeah,
No, it's
I
fair.
think it's probably the best choice to leave it.
I actually think that Arsenal started better. To be honest, I actually thought that City weren't as great starting out, and then kind of
Yeah,
Arsenal just let you um get into the game.
yeah. I
They
mean,
kind of invited
first
the
sort of ten
pressure.
minutes, first sort of 10 minutes, they had a couple of really good chances. Trafford made a triple save. I mean, what a
Mm.
goalkeeper, by the way. But yeah, like you say, the first half was fairly even. Like both teams had, well, I say we both teams had chances. I think our first shot came in like the 40th minute.
Yeah,
So it took us a while to kind of get into the game, but once we did, we caused them a lot of problems. And yeah, I mean, second half
ultimately deserved.
we just completely dominated them. It was such a good watch.
Yeah.
Nico O'Reilly can just he's in my good books for life. He's such a good player.
I mean, there was just a period where they just couldn't get out of their half.
No,
Oh yeah, I know.
like
Um,
the funniest part about the game as well, and I'm sure everyone's seen it, was the Cherokee keepy ups. Mate,
Yes.
when he did that, I just burst out laughing, and
he was rage baiting again.
Every single Arsenal fan within about a 10-yard radius of me sort of just looked over at me and gave me the dirtiest look I've ever seen. And it was so,
Surprised you didn't get beat up,
it
George.
was so good.
I
Yeah.
think I think the word to describe that game is karma. I think karma's finally got them for
It
playing the
just
most
Yeah.
disgraceful football. They've
What?
finally been got
so even in that
by
second
a
half, it
good
looked like
team.
that's the only way they would have scored if they could to get get a set piece going. But even
Yeah.
then,
And
they
it would
just
be
Yeah.
a
Did you
ch- and
see?
it would be and
so
it would be a
bad.
former Chelsea player to cause them the game.
Yeah, I
Did you
mean,
see?
Kepa's another player in one of my good books for life. Arguably a City legend now. Like,
Yeah.
he's cost two Carabao Cup finals, so, yeah.
Something about City and Carabao, I just don't like it.
And this further justifies the point of if you play this disgusting football, then you're going to get beaten by the bigger, badder team, and that was Man City. Nico
Yeah, I mean,
O'Reilly, I have to give my flowers to him. He has cemented his place as England's left back this summer, and I
yeah,
hope Tuchel utilises him in a similar vein to how Pep utilises him, and in a similar vein to how Tuchel used Ben Chilwell in the Chelsea sides at that back post, kind of floating on the left, waiting for the ball to trickle out kind of area.
yeah. I was going to say, speaking of that, I feel like, and I've already spoken about this beforehand. I've seen loads and loads of videos on this on TikTok and Instagram, where people were saying Nico O'Reilly is essentially creating his own position as a box crashing fullback, and
Mhm.
it just works so well. Like he makes those runs at the
Yeah.
back posts incredibly well. He's got I think 8 or 9 goals this season from fullback, which is stupid.
Another thing I'll say is that he's very mature as a player as well.
Yeah, his attitude's brilliant. Like he's never ever been like
Like he's
egotistical.
like
He,
his processing speed is fantastic. The way he can analyze the game is really really good.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
like I say, his mentality's perfect. He's like he's always in sort of like the right headspace. His professionalism's probably one of the best at the club. Like, give it probably 5 years or so, and I genuinely think he's got the potential to be one of the leaders at the club, if not potentially the captain, which is a lot coming from someone like me, considering I
Potential
berate a lot
best
of
left
players.
back on the planet.
He already is the best
I
left
wouldn't
back on
go
the
that
planet.
far.
Maybe bar
No,
Nuno Mendes.
I was
Maybe bar Nuno Mendes.
I was saying in like
Yeah,
5
Nuno's
years going
better.
off your point.
Nuno Mendes is a joke of a footballer, and I love him. But Nico O'Reilly's probably second in that list,
I was saying
Yeah.
as
in my
in
opinion.
regards to your 5 to 6 year plan for him, if he becomes a captain in Man City, do you think he'll then be at that point the best left back on the planet?
Oh yeah, 100%.
He's
I mean,
definitely got potential.
unless
Yeah.
Nuno Mendes falls off drastically, I feel like I think Nico O'Reilly will always be in that sort of like top three category for best left backs in the world. I mean, his versatility is key. Like he can play in about 4 or 5 different positions and still be one of the best players on the pitch.
That's right.
And
He still looks really good in that midfield. Like even if you took him
Yeah.
out at left back, he looks so comfortable in midfield.
It's like, one game in particular that I remember was Everton at home, where he scored a couple of goals, scored a couple of really, really good goals.
and the
and-
other thing to take from this game is that all three big London clubs were shite this weekend. All three
Yeah.
of them were dog shit.
Yeah.
Chelsea got
you know-
peppered by Everton. Obviously, Nico O'Reilly put on a masterclass, and Tottenham are well and truly getting relegated.
Oh, that it might actually happen. It's
Like,
Generally
very.
could happen.
I was listening to you talking like a couple of weeks ago, Lewis, about the fact that you just needed to string a couple of wins together,
I don't see where they come from.
and
This is the biggest problem.
you got epped by Morgan Gibbs-White and Nottingham Forest.
Hey, Morgan
That-
Gibbs White's a
that's
good
not-
player.
I know, I love Morgan
I like
Gibbs-White.
Gibbs White.
I
Gibbs
was
White's
about to
goal
have
was
him.
terrible. Should have been
I was-
saved.
I was about to have him on my underrated list, but yeah, you lot are going down. You lot are honestly finished.
With
It's
the
not looking
Carabao
good
Cup
for us.
final, what do you think, like psychologically? What psychological impact do you guys think that it will have on Arsenal for the rest of the season? Do you reckon they'll change anything going forward, or
I
just
mean,
play the same way?
they're gonna bottle it. Please tell me they bottle it.
I don't think they bought. I think even though they've lost this final, I still feel like Arsenal will somehow find a way to obviously win the Premier League. Whether they'll win the Champions League or not is a completely different story because, like, the things with Champions League knockouts, and especially the final, like anything can happen, and we've
Who
seen
just
that in
did-
previous seasons.
If City win this weekend and Arsenal drop any sort of points, I think the mass football media will go, "Oh, hold on, then, hold on, it couldn't happen, could it?"
Yeah,
But-
but the thing is,
Yeah.
just because it's happened 2 or 3 seasons, like obviously Arsenal have had a sort of lengthy lead at the top, whether it be 9 or 12 points clear, and they've and we've gone on to win the league. It's very much a matter of how consistent can City be for the rest of the season in terms
Yeah.
of getting results against the big clubs, and then obviously when
need
it comes
big
to
clubs
Arsenal in a
to
couple of
get
weeks'
results.
time, we have to beat them, otherwise it's curtains. I think.
Yeah,
But
there's
if
only
they-
so many times they can bottle it. Like,
Yeah.
it's just all depending on City. I think Arsenal will drop points, but it's just whether City can catch them now.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
You've been given many chances to kind of spark this title
Close the
race to
gap.
life again, and you just like last 2 weeks you drew to Forest and drew at the week. Who did you draw to the week before?
West Ham.
Yeah, West Ham.
The
like-
week after, sorry.
Yeah, the week after. Yeah, you need like those are 2 games you should be winning if you wanna like
Yeah.
fight for league. They're 2 relegate. Like, I mean, can you do us a favor as well, please, and win those games? Like,
I mean, obviously I'm hopeful, but at the same time, like we against West Ham and Forest, we had a lot of chances in both games. We just couldn't seem to put them away. And
yeah,
from a creativity standpoint, we were very sort of like we were trying things and it just wasn't working. Like in comparison to yesterday, like yesterday's the Carabao Cup final performance was probably one of the best performances I've seen from us in probably 2 or 3 years. Like we were
Yeah.
genuinely we were dominant. Like we were
Yeah,
the best
that's it.
team for probably 70% of the game.
If you do go on and somehow win the league, it will be so undeserved. Like,
Yeah,
Arsenal don't deserve it either.
I think they do compared to the fact that they've been the
Yeah.
only team up for it.
yeah. Like they've been
But
by
it's
far the
not
most
been
consistent
pretty.
team.
Yeah, it's
Like,
just not been pretty. That's the
The
difference.
the way Arsenal play is obviously not appealing to a lot of people who watch the Premier League.
A lot
But,
of people, everyone.
Or everyone besides Arsenal fans. Well,
I don't
Then
even
you
think
hate
they like
Arsenal
it.
more than
there,
Lewis at this point.
there could be a couple.
You're
There
just
could be a
blind
couple of
hating.
there could be a couple of psychologically challenged people who like the way Arsenal play. So,
Yeah.
Cody, you telling
with
me
that
how
in
they
mind,
play is appealing?
No, I'm not saying that. You're like saying it's undeserved. Like they do deserve it.
Yeah,
Well, I
they've
mean,
been
they've
the
been
only
the
team
best.
this season
They've
that
been
do
the
And
best
then
deserve it.
defensive team,
that
but not attacking.
the other week the Max Downman thing. What happened with that?
Oh, yeah, your
Yeah,
pure
yeah,
hatred for
exactly.
Max Bauman. The man's 16. He's not even a man. He's a child still,
yeah.
and you
The
just
thing is, right,
hate him.
if you're giving slack to players like Max Dowman, you're just jealous. Like, there's genuinely no point.
I wasn't giving hate to Max Salmon. I was giving hate to Sky Sports for glazing him. That's what
Alright.
I was
Yeah.
giving.
Yeah, but at the same time, like if you're 16 years old playing for a team like Arsenal and scoring, regardless of what the goal was like, it's still like a ridiculous achievement.
Oh no, I
Ben,
take
you
nothing
went
away.
mental the other week at scoring a tapping. So I don't want to hear it from you.
No, but
Mental on Thursday.
and you all said that I would mention it, and I haven't mentioned it. So
That is true, but we
Okay.
did still lose like 5-3.
nah, we won morally. We last goal win, and we scored the last goal.
Yeah, we continued playing.
Yeah, but we won.
Right.
But yeah, from Arsenal, like I just this is something they needed. They needed to win this trophy to kind of just take the pressure off.
Yeah, but also I feel like they also kind of needed to win the Carabao Cup in order to give them that momentum and go on to actually, win the FA Cup, the Champions League, the Premier League. But I feel like
Yeah.
now that they've lost, now that they've, not won the Carabao Cup, I feel like it kind of it doesn't necessarily put a dent in their season, but it kind of just obviously slows down that momentum, and it might, put more pressure on Arsenal to win a trophy this season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Um,
it was a very, very, very fun watch. It's always fun to watch Arsenal lose.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Like the
and
amount-
especially it cheered me up after watching our team get dismantled by a team that are fighting relegation as well.
yeah. And the great part about the final is that I've seen a lot of, like I mentioned about the Turkey keepy ups, I've seen a lot of videos of Arsenal fans reacting to that moment.
That's the best
And
part of an Arsenal loss is just going online.
yeah, like you could just tell, like as soon as Turkey did that, you could just tell that he does not rate a single one of those Arsenal players. Like if you're doing that in a cup final 30 minutes before the night, I think it was like about the 67th, 68th minute he was doing it. Don't say it.
Bullshit to get one in there, George.
Yeah, in like the 67th minute, no brain rot. Like he was doing keepy, like Rodri sprayed a ball to him and he started doing keepy ups in a major final. Like there wouldn't be a single Arsenal player, like regardless of how funny it was, and obviously bias aside, like there wouldn't be a single player in that Arsenal team that would have the cheek to do that.
yeah.
Like
I don't
obviously
think
it's
Pep liked it though.
like
No,
it's
Pep was
unprofessional
not
to
a
a
fan.
certain degree.
Well,
But
it reminds
at
me
the
of
same
when
time,
Charlton did it.
But the one thing I hate about it is that a lot of like commentators and a lot of people on other podcasts were saying like, obviously like it's almost like a disgrace that he's done that. But at the same time, like you barely see any like sort of flashy footballers in the Premier League or Europe's top 5 leagues nowadays
Yeah.
who's like willing to do anything like that. Like you don't really see any like obviously skillful players
Entertainment
that you see back in
factor.
the yeah. There's no entertainment factor like apart from players like maybe Iliman and Jai like. There aren't really many players you'd see in the major leagues anymore, like an Eden Hazard or a Neymar or a Ronaldinho or
We just stuck with fucking Bukayo Saka.
yeah, like you're stuck with system players that obviously sort of byline wingers essentially who get the ball, almost act like they're going to take on their defense, almost take on their man, and then drag the ball back and pass it to the fullback. Like it's not entertaining to watch, and there needs to be a bit of personality in players because football's changed over the years, and we just need a bit more. We
I
need a bit
think,
more of that wow factor in players.
and I think Pep is starting to accept that that is the nature for wingers, and
Yeah.
that he has to have some sort of exciting player to get the hands off the feet, kind of thing. So
Yeah.
Cherky, Doku are definitely like breaking that mold of a Pep winger.
Yeah.
Arteta, however, needs to get that out of his players, and he's not going to. I don't think. I think he'll still stick to the same, very systematic, the pro winger of the modern game. So this week's brief was to come up with an overrated 11. So we're going to start with George and work our way through each individual 11, saying if we agree, disagree, or things like that. So
Oh.
George, hit us with your overrated.
I'm really going to annoy some people.
I hope
Right.
so. You thought you would annoy people, George. I had to.
No, trust me.
I had to tone my list. I had to tone my
Let's
list
hear
down.
it, George. Let's hear it.
Right. Right, you're really going to hate my goalkeeper because. So, obviously, last week we did players that, like, our favourite players in certain positions in world football.
Yep.
My overrated goalkeeper is Jordan Pickford. Regardless of how good he
No!
is.
Oh my.
Regardless of how good he is, he's had a few good games this season, but there's been a couple of games this season in particular that I can name. I can't name, but I'll remember them soon. Where he's cost Everton points, and there have been a few keepers in world football that I've seen that have rarely made mistakes. Well, I say rarely made mistakes. Like everyone makes mistakes, but Jordan Pickford has always been that one goalkeeper where he's just been like, he's good on his day. Obviously, on his day subjective, but he is very, very inconsistent. And regardless of what people think, that is the reality. So
I can hear you smiling as you're saying this. By the way, George.
I know. I'm smiling right now because I know it's annoyed a couple of people.
But do his bad performances where he has cost Everton points outweigh the amount of times where he has kept Everton in the game in the league?
Like don't get me wrong. Like obviously Jordan Pickford's saved Everton on many occasions, but I feel like the way in which people rate him, especially this season, I feel like it's almost a bit excessive compared to other goalkeepers. Like you look at other goalkeepers like David Raya, who's been consistently unreal, and you don't see me talk, like you barely ever see me talking, like giving praise to Arsenal players. And obviously David Raya, like some of the saves he's made this season in particular, and just some of the performances he's had it's just been almost alien, like stupid. And
But he's also got the most mistakes leading to shots on target this season.
David Raya,
Yeah.
ignore everything I just said. So Jordan Pickford is still my overrated goalkeeper purely because I feel like he. That's just what I think. Like from a lot of games I've seen of him this season, he's just been a bit like obviously he's kept Everton in games, and they're in a very good position at the moment. They're competing for Europe, but I feel like there have also been a couple of games where, especially against Arsenal, where from a defensive standpoint, like they've been a bit sloppy and they've just they've tried a bit too much, and especially Jordan Pickford, and those mistakes backfire and it's cost them points. So I feel like that's kind of. Oh, I could have picked a lot. I could have picked a lot of other people, but that was kind of a standout one for me.
He faces so many shots per game, and with the way that Everton play, he's always got so many bodies in front of him.
Yeah.
And I do think a lot of the time it's a mix because obviously he makes more saves, so he looks better for making saves. But the mistakes he also makes is also because he's facing a lot of shots and he's not gonna be flawless.
Yeah.
Like I can't think of a goalkeeper that will literally save everything. Like that has never made a mistake.
Yeah.
Like Pop top goalkeepers. Like Alisson, even when he was at his best, was making mistakes.
Yeah,
Like, but I just think with Pickford is for both England and Everton, his great saves have massively outweighed any mistakes he's ever made.
yeah,
And like even at the weekend, he made another just outrageous save. Can't
yeah.
remember
Yeah.
who they played at the weekend, but it was just another outrageous save, and it's
It was
just becoming
Chelsea, wasn't it?
common now. Yeah, oh yeah, played Chelsea. I think from
Where
that
would
Enzo
you rank him
Fernandez
in like
volley.
your? Yeah, where would you rank him among Premier League keepers?
He's definitely
Ooh.
like Premier League goalkeepers. That's the thing. We've had
I'd
so
say
many
top
great.
5. I'd say top 5, but I've seen a lot of people rank him top 3, and I feel
Mm.
like that's kind of. I'm still sticking by it. I think it's a tiny bit excessive.
Mm.
Yeah,
I
just
don't
think.
think I don't think top 3.
Who would
I
you
think top
say
3.
are the 4 better goalkeepers then if you say top 5?
So
Raya,
David Raya
Allison,
being a.
Donnarumma, Martinez.
Martinez is kind of
Um,
overrated now, is he not?
I replaced Martinez with Robin Roofs.
That I think is a little bit overrated.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, no, I
I
think
might have
Robin.
picked for fourth. I might have picked for fourth. Now that I
Yeah,
think
I
about
think
it.
top 4, considering he's also playing for Everton, who obviously have been battling relegation for the last 3-4 years. To still be up there as one of the best goalkeepers in the league speaks to how good he is.
Yeah. Right, shall I move
Yeah.
on?
Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
Right, left back. I've gone with Mark Cucurella.
Yes. Love that.
Yes, I'm so here for
Right.
that.
I so
And
nearly put him in, but there's
regardless
one
of what
person that
anyone
I thought.
says, Mark Cucurella is very good going forward, but defensively he is awful. And I'll probably get a little bit of criticism for this, but
Yeah, you will.
The past few games that Chelsea have played, and surely you can agree with me on this, Ben. And just going to be as brutally honest as possible. He has been very, very mediocre defensively.
I don't think he's the most overrated left back that you could have named. I think he's just about got into the he's all right in terms of rating because I once thought he was underrated for a long period of time. I thought he was underlooked by people in the media and online. I thought he was underlooked, but I now think they've got him just about right because I think he's developed into a smarter left back, not like a one that will work harder in a way. Not to say that he doesn't work ridiculously hard. So I do see some of what you're saying because his defensive work hasn't been the greatest recently, but I still don't think he's the most overrated. I think there's a big name big name left back who I think is arguably more overrated, and not only do the stats prove it, his
I very, very
performance.
nearly said Kirkes, but
He's not who I would have thought, but I also would consider that he is also incredibly overrated.
yeah, I think Cucurella is my number one because
He's so hateable.
like
He's such a
he's
hateable
good.
man.
Yeah,
He's
he's
not the
good,
most
but he's
hateable,
not that good. Like he's not the level that people like, especially Chelsea fans. He's not that level that Chelsea fans claim him to be.
right? Okay.
I
Right,
do
my first.
agree with your
When
selection.
I say my left back, when I say my left back, you'll understand and you'll realise there's a parameter to which I think that Cucurella's not the most overrated. I think he's ever so slightly overrated now, but I don't think he is as overrated as you claim for him to be. I think there's
Yeah.
still one guy who I think is ridiculously overrated.
I don't think that
Right.
overrated shouts are helped by the fact that he's just so unlikable.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I understand he's very unlikable, but every football club's got to have some sort of like shithouse on it.
Yeah.
The thing is, I'm not basing this over whether they're likable or not. I'm just basing them purely off their performance or technical ability.
Yeah.
I think
So-
that's fair.
No,
Right, my
and
first
I
centre
understand where you
back.
come from.
My first centre back is Virgil van Dijk. This season in particular, he's just not been that good. He's not been that good.
Oh.
Oh, we might have
He's
to go
not
to
been.
VAR. We might have to go to VAR for that one.
If you watch Liverpool games this season, you will agree. You will agree with me, okay?
I actually
He
think
has
I
not
actually
been
think I agree with George.
He's not been anywhere near the level he has been the past few years. Whether it's just he's aging or whether there's been setbacks behind the scenes at
The
Liverpool, or
Bluetooth defender.
whether there's just been a confidence issue. He's been nowhere near it this season, and like that is like anyone with a brain would realise that. Like he has been nowhere near it.
But do you think that speaks to the defensive fragility of Liverpool this season, or is that just like
Yes,
him in general?
I
like
think it could be
Liverpool
both,
defensively.
to be fair.
Yeah, I think it could be both as well. But the thing is, Liverpool defensively have been especially on the club, sort of, early 2020s and sort of 2018, 2019 sort of era. They were known for how good defensively they were in terms of, like, you know, conceding the least amount of goals in the league or just being, just incredibly rock solid. But in comparison to now, like in comparison to this season, like players like Van Dijk and Konate, they've just been, yeah, in my opinion, they've just been off it.
I also think like you can be underrated and still be good. Like I still don't
Oh
think
yeah, of
Van
course, yeah.
Dijk is a poor player by any means, and I still think he's a very good center back. But I kind of agree that he's been a bit overrated because he has been just not at the level that really we know that he can be as well.
Yeah. Right.
Mm.
My next centre back is Lewis here.
Yes,
Oh
I'm here.
no! Oh no!
Oh
Oh
no.
no! Oh no! I know.
Please, you say you. That I'm
know where
just
this is
putting
going.
out now. If you say Christian Romero's name, I'm leaving.
Mickey van der Ven is my next one
Okay, I don't like him right now
because
either. So
because the
that's
thing is,
fine.
right, a lot of people like him for his speed, and that's great. But what does speed actually achieve in football? Like
Well,
from a technical, well, it can achieve a lot, but at the same time, when your club is 17th or on the brink of relegation potentially, like he's just like especially this season, he scored a really good goal against Copenhagen in the Champions League. He got a ridiculously good assist last season against United at Old Trafford. But from a defensive standpoint, can I really name any probably more than 5 games where he's been defensively sound? No.
okay, I think that's crazy to say. I'm not Van de Ven's biggest fan right now because I feel like he's kind of given up with us.
Yeah.
So I can accept it, and I've always said, to be fair, I prefer Romero because Van de Ven is not as good defensively. He's quick and relies on
Yeah.
his pace. If he's
The thing's,
not quick, he's not as good of a centre back as he is.
and may I say as well, I think Van der Ven is good when he wants to be, but like I said, that's also subjective. He, I feel like he's only good as a centre back if he is in a back three, not a back two. Because I feel like when he's in a back three, he can sort of use his speed a bit more and obviously push up if he wants to. But in a back two, if he pushes up, you've got all that space between the other team's attack and Tottenham's back line where they can just run into that gap either side of the sort of the lone centre back. And it's cost Tottenham a lot of goals this season, regardless of who's playing there. But Van der Ven, whenever I've watched him this season in particular, he's just been not. He
Yeah,
just hasn't been great.
the thing is with Van de Ven, which he was so much better in that Ange system
Yeah,
because there was
Mm.
so much space to cover between the goalkeeper and the centre back.
And if
yeah,
there's any centre back in the world who's going to
Yeah.
cover that space, it would be him.
So it gave him so much time to track back, and even this season he's done it. Like I remember against United at I think it was at home where he literally stopped Sesko 1-on-1 with goalkeeper. Like he's good at that last ditch tackle using. Other than let's not talk about when we played Newcastle a couple of years ago,
yeah,
and he kept slipping. But he is aware himself that he needs to improve defensively as well because
yeah,
he is very reliant on his pace.
yeah,
Um, I don't know, but I feel like rival fans overrate him. I think we know that he's not as good as Romero. It's rival fans that turn around and go, like he's so much better than Romero. Like he'd walk into any team. So I don't think he would.
Yeah.
I said he's better than Romero, but I think I take that back now.
I think
Yeah,
he's more exciting to watch. I haven't watched all
Yeah,
my
I
Tottenham
agree.
games, but because he runs and is quick, he's more exciting
Yeah,
to watch.
I
That's my
think
2 cents.
some of his goals that he scored where he just goes on a ridiculous run, I think that's probably made a few people overrate him as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he needs his own role that's kind of halfway between a left centre back and a left back.
Yeah.
Like he needs an overlapping centre back in a free back would really work. Like
Yeah.
being able to just
Yeah.
pick up the ball and drive with it, because he did that when we played Palace when we went and watched it live. He had a really good drive up the pitch and then had to get fouled by Strand Larsen in order not to cause any danger. Like when he does that, he's so good. But obviously, storming up the pitch means that it's only Romero who probably will just go on half the attacker. Like I I do think when we're good, he's good. When we were good under Ange, he was unstoppable as a centre back. You're not getting past him. But he's played next to so many centre backs this season, and even in like the most shoestrings defence, he's had to play and kind of just pull something out of it. Because I remember watching him against Villa, and the ball gets passed through our whole attack, our whole midfield. Porro comes out of nowhere, doesn't win the tackle. So Van der Ben's like, "Oh, if I don't go for this tackle now, they're through." And he's just unlucky that the player got the pass off before he got there, and like they were behind us.
Mm.
So
Right.
I don't. Yeah, just overall, I don't disagree, but I don't think overrated is correct. But I
Okay.
can see it.
Right. My right back, and this might also this might also surprise a
Don't
few
you,
people.
don't you fucking dare say it.
I'm
Don't.
not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. Before you get mad, I'm not gonna say it. My right back is
I'm
Ashraf
gonna say
Hakimi
it, Rich James.
Ooh,
because although he was probably the best right
George
back in the world
Hatherton,
last
you
season,
have my full respect. I like
although
that.
he was very, although he was very good last season, ever since he's come back from injury, and I watched him against Spurs, and I've watched a couple other Champions League games. I haven't watched as many League One games, but he has been subpar, to be honest. He's been good, like, but he's been nowhere near what he was last season. And I think overrated might be a push, but I feel like considering the standards that people set of a player like Ashraf Hakimi, he's been, yeah, in my opinion, he's just been a bit off it this season. So he's my right back.
Fairs.
yeah, I'm not going to disagree
Yeah.
too hard on that. I think it's more of a drop off than just being overrated.
Yeah. Okay. Right. I'm going to do my first centre mid because I'm still thinking of one of my other ones. So my first centre mid, and I hope everyone else has him, is Declan Rice.
Oh,
And
no,
the reason why I say this
I
is
fucked
because,
up.
and the reason why I say this is because a lot of, like, don't get me wrong, he is a good player. He's obviously well renowned for his set pieces. He's very, very good at corners and free kicks. But from a technical ability standpoint, regardless of what I hear from Arsenal fans, and I've watched a lot of Arsenal games this season, regardless of what I've heard from Arsenal fans, like, just, I've heard so many opinions saying, like, on the ball he's so good, he's not. He isn't. Like, technical ability, he is incredibly overrated. Like, he is, like, in terms of every single other eight in the league, I'd go as far as saying he's in the bottom half for technical ability.
So, uh, what my thought of my thought was he's living off a couple of free kicks and being a cardio merchant is what I've gathered from
Yeah,
that
but
conversation.
I'm not taking away the fact that he's a good, like, obviously he's a great footballer, but he's not as good as people say he is. Like, I've seen a lot of people put him up for Ballon d'Or debates, and I think that is
That is
outrageous.
disgraceful.
That is outrageous.
Considering Pedri was outside the top 10, I think that is ludicrous.
Yeah.
My only thing though is that I see so many people saying that Declan Rice is overrated now. Like I think people I think so many people are saying he's overrated now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's been, which I think he also suffers from the way Arteta is the fact that he's
Yeah,
slowly becoming unlikable when
because
he's
of the
at
Yeah.
corners.
Arsenal. And also, he just, yeah, when you think about him now, you just think about corners.
Yeah.
And I think on the ball, I think he's really good. When he's driving with the ball, I think he's really good. But for someone that's meant to be captain material, I think sometimes he lacks the ability to be a captain.
He doesn't
I
Yeah.
look like a leader.
yeah, but I disagree with that. I don't. I think he's a leader, but I don't think he's got the composure to kind of lead and focus on himself.
No.
Like I remember when they played us earlier in the season, a few weeks ago, in the what was it, the 4-1? Oh, they're both 4-1. You know what one? The most recent one,
Yeah,
and our goal come from him going, "Oh yeah, switch on, lads." We like after them going 1-0 up, and then losing the ball in his own half. Like I don't think he's got the ability to both be a leader and be a top player, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I
Right.
think that's what at Arsenal. Sorry, just quickly. I think that's at Arsenal what Erdegaard has struggled with. The fact
Yeah.
that when he's worried about other players, he can't focus on his own game and he struggles.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Right. My next centre mid, and I think maybe one or two of you might have picked him. It's Mr. 150 million quid himself, Florian Wirtz. And although he's been good the past couple of like the past couple of months, he's kind of growing into his own a bit.
yeah,
But this season, I've seen a lot of people. Well, actually, I was going to say the past few months, I've seen a lot of people say Florian Wirtz, even though he scored probably 2 goals, he's made a couple of chances, but people raise him among some of the best midfielders and sort of playmakers in the world, and he is nowhere near that. Ryan Cherky is twice the player he is, and yeah, he's just nowhere near my sort of list of best midfielders in the world at the moment.
yeah.
I'd
Especially
be
Liverpool fans as well. Liverpool fans overrate him, I think.
I'd be
Yeah,
inclined to agree. I think I'd be inclined to agree. I
Yeah,
think he's not lived up to the hype that we thought he would live to, being this like a generational like talent of a player. I don't think he's lived up to that so far. But yet again, it's the first year. It's his first season in the Premier League. He's still adapting. He's still learning. He's
that's the
still
thing.
very
The
young.
price tag hasn't
It's
helped
still
either.
it's still very very early to call how good he'll be as a player. But I'd argue for the price tag and the hype that surrounded him, I would argue that he has been an overrated player so far.
hmm.
right.
And and
Do
your
you guys want to
third
hear my last
midfielder?
midfielder?
Go
Go
on.
on.
Go on.
This is gonna this is gonna spark a little bit of
Don't
controversy.
say it. Don't say it. If you say it, I'm gonna throw something at my computer screen.
Why
Don't
do you
you
think?
dare.
Do you think he plays for Chelsea?
But he probably does.
He doesn't. He
Thank
plays for
fuck
Real
that.
Madrid, and his name's Jude Bellingham. Because let can I explain?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah.
I don't get what the hype is with Jude Bellingham. Like he had a very very good first season at Real Madrid, winning the Champions League. This
False nine.
season, yeah, this season I don't get the hype. Like his numbers aren't great. He's
Is
been he hasn't been that good. Like he's been alright.
has he been a
But
borderline cardio merchant?
yeah, kind of yeah. Like don't get me like just because he's in my overrated team doesn't mean he's not a good footballer. But in my
Yeah,
opinion, just from what I've seen of him, he's not as good as people say he is. Like it's the exact same with Declan Rice. Like a lot of people rate him as like sort of the best, one of the best midfielders in the world. But I could name probably 3 midfielders off the top of my head that easily, that are easily better than Jude
What
Bellingham.
what cams?
just midfielders in general.
Oh, I think you're gonna say like a cam, like in his
No.
exclusive position.
I'll name you 3 midfielders right now that are better than Jude Bellingham.
Vitinha, Pedri, and let me guess, Ryan Cherky.
I was going to say Bruno Fernandes.
I hate that he's good at football. I hate it, but
I think
Bruno
everyone
Fernandes has
does.
been stupid this season.
He's been so,
Like-
but he has been for so long for United.
like I've always respected him, but I just think he's a fucking waste of space of a human being.
What?
He's a
It's a bit
complete.
mean, Ben.
Ben,
He's
what?
I think he's a fucking idiot.
Bit excessive.
What's he,
Stupid.
what's he done to you?
He is one of the best. He's one of the best cams in world football.
Can you expand?
And his
But
press
it
conferences
doesn't-
are shite.
It doesn't take away from the fact he's probably a world-class footballer.
Oh no, it doesn't.
Like-
No, absolutely not. It's just his personality, his attitude stinks.
But if he
Like,
played for
he's on
Chelsea, you
course.
doesn't.
He's
I
quite
wouldn't-
literally on course to break the assist record in the Premier League.
I'd think of him high. I think of him higher than I would of Garnacho, who I absolutely despise
Yeah,
for similar reasons.
right.
Okay.
My right winger is Bukayo Saka, and
Congratulations.
I hope people have got him.
He's the second most overrated football player in world football right now.
He's definitely up there, but He's
In
been-
my opinion, he's number 2.
like he's one of those players as well that like he obviously gets a lot of hype from Arsenal fans and whatnot, but he's been nowhere near it this season. He's been poor. Like he's probably I don't even think he's been top 5 best right wingers in the league this season, let alone the Champions League. Like he's just been well off it. Like he doesn't really create much anymore. He's sort of like he takes on his man and then he's one of those that sort of pulls it back and then passes it to the fullback. But I barely see anything from Bukayo Saka that makes me want to, watch him more.
I
or,
wouldn't.
you know,
I wouldn't start him for England at the World Cup.
Who would you start?
Jared Bowen.
No.
No.
No,
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
I'm
No.
I think
like,
Saka's
deadly
still
serious
better
about
than
that
Bowen.
as well.
No.
I think
serious
Saka's
about
another one that doesn't get helped by the system and by Arsenal fans as well, because Arsenal fans definitely overrate him. I think he's a bit underrated by rival fans, though. I've got to say.
The glaze he receives from Arsenal fans is some of the most despicable glaze I've
Yeah.
ever seen.
I think that's
from
come
a
into
professional player
effect
ever.
why everyone's saying that Saka's overrated.
Yeah, I do also feel for him because he's kind of been ran into the ground since he was like 19 by Arsenal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
I-
they did it with Smith Rowe as well. Like they just
Especially
they
after the
relied
penalty
on
miss in the
so
Euros.
much. Yeah.
Like after the penalty miss in the Euros, it was kind of just everyone's. Well, I say everyone. Pretty much every EDL member just slandering him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel he's definitely been just running like starts week in week out for Arsenal since he was like every game since he was 19
Yeah.
and just has not been given a break really. And that's why we're seeing so many more
Yeah.
injuries in him now and like the reliance on
He
him
has
is
just
crazy.
come back from an injury as well. or,
Yeah, but that's
like,
the thing. But
this season.
it's been so often now that he's because I know he missed a lot of last season injured, a lot of this season injured. It's because he's just been
Yeah.
so heavily relied on. Every Arsenal attack starts on that side.
I don't hate the shout because of how much Arsenal fans overrate him.
Yeah,
But I
yeah,
just think everyone calls him overrated. Like
Yeah.
Rice.
It's a bit of a boring pick, but I just I couldn't
Yeah,
really think of anyone
I
else
do
off
get
the
it
top
though.
of my
I
head.
do get it.
And the striker.
I'm picking my left winger first, and
Oh.
this is the one that's going to really, really annoy. Well,
Say it.
it
Say
it
it.
might not annoy you guys, but it might annoy a couple of people who are listening in the. Well, yeah. Vinicius
Go on,
Junior is my left winger.
Yes, yeah.
I don't
nearly
care what
made mine.
anyone says. I don't care what anyone says. He is not good. Well, he is good.
he's very good, but
He's good, but he's not as good as people say he is.
Yeah.
Like his numbers are pretty subpar compared to a lot of other wingers in Europe's top 5 leagues.
And I
Like,
100% agree with you. I think
And-
they were right to vote Rodri, and I
Yeah.
don't understand why they shushed the City fans. And he ain't gonna win it this year, so I don't know why he's fucking crying.
Yeah.
I think he's a fantastic player, and don't get me wrong, he's a little bit of a fake Brazilian in my eyes because he doesn't play with the Brazilian flair that you'd expect a Brazilian to play with. I think
Yeah.
he's a very much of a systematic winger, but I think the fact that he's spoken about as the best left winger on the planet, I think that's wrong.
Yeah.
I think
But also, I think okay, I've got a little fact about Vinicius Junior. So his supposed Ballon d'Or season. So if you compile a list of all of the attackers in Europe's top 5 leagues that season, and so this is goals and assists, bearing in mind. So you get every single one of the every single attacker in Europe's top 5 leagues. Guess where Vinicius Junior ranks in that list for goals and assists in that season among Europe's top 5 league
Where?
attackers? 33rd.
Oh god.
Alexandre Lacazette had more goals and assists than Vinicius Junior in his so-called Ballon d'Or season. Like,
George did
I
his
guess
research.
yeah, like even though like Vinicius Junior obviously won the Champions League, he scored in the final. Rodri got obviously Rodri had, in my opinion, the biggest impact on any other team in the world. He was just the best player in the world for me. Obviously, there was a little bit of bias there, but regardless, he was stupidly. I genuinely think Rodri could have won the Ballon d'Or the season before as well.
I
Like
think
we
the
won the
marker of the
treble.
Ballon d'Or has changed.
In my opinion, the season we won the treble, like obviously Messi won the Ballon d'Or because he won the World Cup, and a lot of people are saying Haaland could have won the Ballon d'Or because he scored 52 goals in 53 games. Obviously won the treble, but in my opinion, I genuinely think Rodri is our best player that season, and I think if you're gonna put any City player up for the Ballon d'Or in that case, I would have put Rodri in there. And I think he deserved the Ballon d'Or in 2023 more than he did in 2024. But it doesn't take away from the fact he still deserved the Ballon d'Or in the year he won it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I'm so passionate about this, right? Anyone who says that Vinicius Junior deserved the Ballon d'Or over Rodri has got absolutely no idea what they're talking about. Like, if you actually watch Rodri play, you will see that he is twice the player in his position that Vinicius Junior is. Like, you could put any other bang average winger in world football in that position at Real Madrid, and he'd do the exact same thing that Vinicius Junior's doing.
I 100% agree.
Because he's got a bunch of world class players around him. You could put someone like Alejandro. Actually, no, that's a stretch.
Yeah,
That is a
don't
stretch.
say it.
He's
You could
not
put
bang average.
probably.
He's below that.
You could put maybe Luis. Say someone like Luis Diaz. Like, he's a very good player, but he hasn't got anywhere near as much PR as Vinicius Junior because he's at Real Madrid. Like, if you put someone like Luis Diaz in that Real Madrid team, he would do as good, if not better, than Vinicius Junior.
Yeah. So I think you're more of a Barca fan, George.
Yeah, like, don't get me wrong, I love Barca, and I respect Real Madrid. Well, I don't respect Real Madrid at all. Actually, I think they're corrupt.
There's
But um, I just think, yeah, that Vinicius Junior's just he's good, but he's not as good as people say he is.
yeah.
Class list, George. I think
And
it's a good list.
I've
I
still
don't
got my
mind it.
striker, and
Oh, dear.
right, I think a lot of people might disagree with me.
You've said
And-
that for everyone.
I know, but I think this might be the worst one.
Oh dear.
And I've thought about this deeply.
It's gonna be Harry Kane.
Okay.
It's gonna be Harry
I'm-
Kane.
If it's Harry
No.
Kane, I'm going to slap you.
I'm basing this overrated list off of this season, right?
It's
Okay.
gonna- Oh,
my
no.
my overrated striker, and a lot of people are gonna hate me for this, is Ousmane Dembele.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think with Ousmane Dembele, it's another one where it's just a big drop off.
Yeah,
The
I
full
don't
race.
actually think
he's been
spoken
good.
that much this season.
Ousmane
think
Dembele's been
he's
very
been
similar this
injured,
season to
though.
Rafinha. Like, he
I
has
think
been injured
when
for a
he's
couple of
played,
months,
he's been good.
but even when he's played, like, his impact is nowhere near what it was last season. Like,
I don't know
last
if I
season you
agree
could
with that.
last season you could have argued that Dembele. Well, obviously Dembele won the Ballon d'Or, which is, you know, bit for being the best player in the world, or in other people's eyes, one of the best players in the world. aka mine. I thought Pedri was the best player in the world last season. By the way, the fact he came 11th in the Ballon d'Or, and I've said this so many times,
It's an absolute
probably-
disgrace.
is probably one of the biggest robberies of all time. Probably one of the biggest scandals of all time. I think purely because of that, I think the Ballon d'Or's just lost a bunch of credibility over the years, and I could go on and on about it, but in my opinion, Dembele's been off the boil a bit this season. Quality wise, not anywhere near as good as he was last season, so he's my pick.
I do agree, but I think a large part of it is the injury as well. Like just coming back from an injury,
Pose.
I don't know. I don't hate it, but Fez. Who wants
yeah,
to
that's
go
my
next?
list.
I'll
can
go next.
All right, Ben. Go.
Do you want to go? I
I'll
don't
go.
mind
I'll
going
go
next.
next. I'll go
You want
next.
to go? All right.
So, in goal, I think it's more of a fall off than a overratedness is Edison. I've always thought Edison was pretty mediocre, and he's nothing but a fantastic passer of the ball, and he should be playing like CDM.
He's a
But
triple
I
winning
always,
goal.
but I do think he's overrated. I do think he's not.
Kind of. I'll say kind.
The left back is Alfonso Davis, the most overrated left back on the planet. I think his production
Really?
has significantly decreased.
You see,
been
the thing is,
injured.
yeah, I feel like he's a bit like someone like Dembele. Even though I've got him in my
also,
overrated list, he's been injured a lot.
and the other thing, the best ability is availability, and he's hardly ever fucking available. So he makes my list. Benjamin Pavard, who I'm going to put a centre back, is losing credibility as a decent centre back. I think he lives off of the goal he scored at the World Cup in 2018, and I think he's been nothing but subpar. Eder Militão's the other one. I think the best ability is availability again,
In
and
fact, I don't
I
think Real
don't,
Madrid fans like Eder
and I
Militao.
don't think, yeah, exactly. I don't think he's that good of a centre back anyway. The right back is Frimpong. I think he's been shy, and the fact that there's two people on your own team that I would rather have in that position than you, I think that speaks to the quality of how well you're playing. The midfielder and probably the most overrated player in the Premier League, who I'm surprised none of you have got, is Martin Odegaard. He's fucking dreadful,
No one
and he
really
does
rates him that
nothing.
highly right now.
Barely
No, but
anyone rate. I don't
no,
even
but
think Arsenal fans rate him.
he was highly rated, and I think that he is not even worth being part of that team. The fact that he's getting phased out for Eze, who I don't even think is that much better than he is.
I don't think he's phased out. I think he's just
I think you'd
injured.
phase him out, and I think you get rid of him because I think he's not great.
Yeah, I think
This
fully
is the
fit
this is
though.
the one that
Arsenal still want to start
this is the
him.
one that's gonna this is the midfield that's gonna spark a bit of controversy. I think Frankie De Jong is overrated, and I think he's been overrated for a good
It's
few years now.
outrageous. That
I
is
think
criminal.
Yeah,
I think
that's,
he's been I think he's been overrated for a long time. His stats aren't good. He's
Because he's a defensive midfielder.
yeah, but
What do you mean his stats aren't good?
even as a CDM, he's statistically one of the worst CDMs in Europe. He is genuinely one of the worst. Yet I'm having Elliot
Frankie de
Anderson
Jong.
over Frankie De Jong every day of the week, and
You
it's
just
not
need to
even
just
close.
get out of Elliot Anderson.
Ben, have you ever thought about watching a game of football? And
I've
I mean
watched
this
multiple
in the
games of
nicest way
football.
possible.
And I've watched multiple Barcelona games this season, and he's just foul after foul after
What are
foul.
you
Which
watching?
ones?
What games are you
Which ones,
watching?
Ben? Go on, name the games right now.
Osasuna,
Definitely did not watch that.
shit game from him.
Just
I
named
think
another
he's been
Spanish club.
poor in the Champions League. I think he had a game against Betis in like the first couple of months of the season, and he was shit there as well. I think he got booked as well, and he was trash. I don't think he's nearly as good as what other people think he is. Vert, as George has alluded to, I just don't think he's going to live up to the hype. Saka, as was alluded to. Gyökeres, I think he's rated as fuck.
Stop swearing.
If I had my
Yeah.
way, I'd probably have Lautaro Martinez on this list if I had my way, but I think that's a bit.
No, to be fair, I back
slightly too
Lautaro
extreme.
Martinez. I don't get all the
I
hype.
back that as well.
And of course Vinny, who's the most overrated player in world football right now. De Jong was very difficult because the midfield is the most difficult position. But to me, I can name multiple CDMs I'd have over him. Like I've got many names that I can put over him. So I'd even have the ever so slightly washed Rodri, who's come off an ACL tear, over De Jong.
You can't call him washed and
It's
then
slightly washed.
Ben,
I
what
did say
Osasuna
I
game
did
did you watch out of interest?
The first one they played against the season, I think it was in like November.
Oh, okay.
did Frankie de Jong even play?
He played
Um,
46 minutes.
There you
He
go.
did start.
Subbed at
He-
half time. There you go.
Was it an injury though? I don't know. It was probably an
I
injury
don't
because
think
they won
so.
3-0. So, and they were 2-0 up. So I'm guessing he didn't play that bad.
So there's multiple CDMs I'd put over De Jong. I'd put
Okay.
ever so slightly washed up Rodri because I think he is washed up. I think this is the turning point in his career where he starts to take a dip, and I think we're starting to see that. Boda Glimt
Feeling
was a
brave
very
now
good
that George is
example.
gone, aren't you?
I would have said that even if George was here, and I was about to say it, but he left. I take Casado, I take Gravenberch, I take Anderson, I take João Neves, I take Zubamendi, I'd take Chouameni. I could probably go on if I had, like, to be able to think. I could probably go on. I could probably do a more extensive list. But I don't think he's that good at all. I think he's well and truly overrated. He's not even. He's not
Zubamendi.
even. He's not even the third best midfielder on his team, in my opinion.
Go on then.
I can, Pedri, Fermin Lopez, and Gavi.
How many times have you watched Gavi recently? He's been injured for so long.
No, but his production when he was healthy is far superior to what De Jong's is right now. I don't like him at all. I think he's
I
well and
disagree with
truly
that.
overrated.
I think De Jong's better than Gary.
But yeah, you're so lucky. I nearly put Christian Romero on this list.
Why?
Because he's a bit of a cry merchant, isn't he? He's
Gary
not.
hasn't
What do
even
you
started a
mean?
game this season.
I I almost had Salah. I flirted with the idea of Musiala. Isak was very close. I'm even bordering on to think Lamine is ever so slightly overrated.
Wow. Okay.
Um,
Yeah. Okay.
but I'll
Is
leave
that
it there.
is that you done? Because I feel like we
Yes.
need to cut you off. Okay, I'll go. Um, my goalkeeper. Um, just I haven't watched loads of him, but I've watched enough to know that I don't get why people talk about. I think it's just because he's good on FM that people talk about him like it. But Diogo Costa for Porto.
Saved
That's
three
Just
penalties
big.
for.
I heavily agree with that list.
I also heavily agree with that.
I know when I see him, he don't look as impressive as people talk about him.
This is coming from the man who supports Tottenham Hotspur. By the way, you're not telling me you would take pretty much any goalkeeper on the planet right now for what you have to watch every
I'd
fucking
take
week.
Kepa right now, even after that performance in the final. Like I'd take anybody, but still, Diogo Costa.
Jason
When I've
Steele.
seen him play, to be fair, he'd probably be better. But yeah, Diogo Costa. I think if it weren't Diogo Costa, I'd probably go Martinez. As I said earlier, I think he's bordering on overrated now. he's good, but he's still spoken about being the best goalkeeper in the world, which I just don't agree.
Mhm.
Right back during Timber.
Yeah, totally agree with you.
I just,
Oh, I see where this is going.
I think he's good, but I mean, to be fair to him, to come back from an ACL injury and play as well as he has, give him
I'd
credit, but still,
I'd go as far to say the whole Arsenal back four, barring Saliba, is overrated.
I don't think Calafiori is overrated. I think Hincapié is up and down.
I think
But yeah,
the issue
um,
is a lot of them are just overrated by Arsenal fans and just about nobody else. So it's difficult to
yeah,
Yeah.
gauge because when you're talking about like overrated players, the idea is like the opinion across the board. Whereas I feel like most people have a pretty good idea of where the Arsenal players are at. It's just Arsenal fans get slightly overconfident.
yeah. They've just got unbearable fans. But yeah, moving on. Um, right centre back Upamecano.
Yeah,
Like media still talk about him as if he's a top centre back, and I just don't see it every time I watch him play. He
Yeah.
just doesn't impress me. I don't think I need to say the left centre back. I think we all know where I'm going with this.
I think there's a line between overrated and hated, but I think he somehow slips between both of those.
Yeah, Gabriel he doesn't impress me. Like I think he's good, but I even saw in the Carabao Cup final he caused a lot of Arsenal's problems by just being unreliable with his feet.
Mm.
But I know I'm gonna die on this hill on my own with Gabriel, but I'm still gonna stick by it. And then I'll go left back Cucurella. Don't really need to speak much more on it. And then my midfielders could spark some debate. I've gone one of my centre is Joe Linton. I just think he's
Yeah,
purely a foul merchant.
yeah, I agree.
Um, other centre mid Gravenberch. I think he's good, but I think he's still. I think he's another one where there's just been a drop off from last season. I think maybe that's why I
Yeah.
think he's overrated, but I just this season I've not been impressed. And then last one, Chouameni.
Oh,
He's
not what I
still
thought.
spoken about like he's one of the best midfielders in the world, and I just think Camavinga's better, even though they're both just
Yeah.
always injured. Right wing Saka, pretty obvious.
Class.
Left wing Cody Gakpo is by far one of the most overrated left wingers I think we've ever seen.
I agree.
He's just not good, and Arnie Slot loves him.
Why do you think
Uh,
that is?
yeah, I reckon it's because they're both Dutch, but striker, and I stand by the striker even more now because of the way that people are saying, oh yeah, he's turned it around and he's proven now that he's one of the best strikers in the Premier League because he can score against Leeds and Burnley and Tottenham, which isn't hard. Victor Gyökeres is still so overrated.
So bad.
I thought you were about to say João Pedro, in which I'd have thrown my phone at my screen.
No, João Pedro's decent. He's good. But yeah, when it comes to Gyökeres, I don't
I don't know if Gyökeres is rated, to be honest.
I just even now that he's scoring more often, it's against teams that like a lot of it is championship level teams. Like he doesn't score against the top half,
Yeah,
like top half of the table. Like
I
even he
agree.
scored against Everton the other day, didn't he?
Maybe it's because it's us. Like, maybe because we talk about how bad Gyökeres always is, but I don't think he's rated. Maybe that is just us, but I don't know.
Well, I mean, I heard before the Carabao Cup final, um, the commentator was like, "Oh yeah, um, Gyökeres has been brought to life." I don't think he has been.
Yeah,
But yeah,
Spurs.
that is my
Is
team.
that your
That
11
is my
list?
whole team. Yeah.
Spurs. Suppose it's my go now. Um, in goal, I agree with you, Lewis. Emi Martinez.
Yeah.
I think he's just a bit overrated, to be honest. Um, yeah. Left back. I I'm surprised no one had this. Uh, DeMarco. I think he's so overrated.
That is
He's.
unbelievable based on what I said the other day.
I know you
What did you
glazed the
say
hell
the
out
other
of him.
day? That's what I mean. He's not good. He plays in the Serie A. He plays basically as a winger and just farms goals and assists.
But this is why I didn't put him in, because I don't see him as a left back.
Yeah,
Like, you ask him to play
but
left back, and I don't think he'd be able to do that. Like,
yeah,
both Italy
I
and
100% agree.
Inter play with wing backs.
Put him in a back four, he's terrible.
Yeah, I don't think he's got a left back bone in his body.
Yeah, but people put him as one of the best left backs in the world, which I just completely cannot get behind. Like, name me one big DeMarco performance. You can't.
Yeah.
But to centre back, Gondin Huijsen. I think he's been a bit
Ooh.
overrated since he's been at Madrid. Is that controversial?
I don't know. It's just I think he's gone quiet, but
Yeah,
I don't think he's been bad for Real Madrid, has he?
I just hear Madrid fans always like talking about how he's so good, but every time I
Has-
watch him, I just don't agree.
Hasn't he been sent off a lot?
I don't know. I've
Um,
not heard about him getting sent off
I'm
a
not
lot.
really sure to be honest, but yeah, I just think he's overrated. Uh, so I've gone a back three. So my next centre back is Wesley Fofana. I know Ben, you might not like this one. You might like it. I don't know, but I think he's very overrated.
Yeah,
Is he really? I don't think Chelsea
he's
fans even like him, do they?
he's not on the pitch enough to say anything about it.
Yeah, he's either
In my
sent off
opinion.
or
Yeah,
injured.
like you say, Ben, the best ability is availability.
Yeah, and
Availability.
The
he's
most
hardly ever
Theo
fucking
Baker quote
available.
ever.
Yeah, but even when he plays, I'm still not impressed by him. To be
No,
honest,
and I totally agree with you.
uh, my last centre back is Delit. Just I don't know how he keeps getting these moves to big clubs. I don't think he's that good.
Oh, I
I
I
agree.
actually really disagree with the lit.
Really, name me one club he's been good at, bar Ajax.
Man United.
He's been mid at
Before
United.
his injury, he was their best centre back.
I don't agree. I'm sorry, I don't agree. I think he's
I
just
really like, and I
very
think
unreliable.
even at Bayern he was really good.
I don't think he was. I just think I don't know how he keeps getting these moves to these big clubs. To be honest,
Same here. I don't
um,
have a clue.
right back. This is my only Tottenham player. It's Pedro Porro. Sorry, Lewis. I think he's
Lewis,
very
you really
overrated.
like Poro as well, don't you?
Yeah, I feel like people, and I don't think he's like given the grace that Trent is given when it comes to just how much we rely on him going forward.
Yeah, but he's
Like,
just very bad defensively, isn't he? And I don't think his ability going forward is enough to make up the defensive ability.
I just think when we're at our best, it's because of him. I think he's a big part
He,
of when we're at our best, and when he's got, I think he suffers so heavily on just how disjointed our defense is. Because
yeah,
if he had,
maybe, but even at his best, I still thought it was a bit overrated, to be honest.
I do think he's probably one of the most, probably, like, I don't think he's underrated, but I think people don't actually understand his impact at Tottenham. Like, watching him week in, week out, he probably has played the most out of any player for Tottenham since probably the start of Ange. He rarely
Yeah,
ever gets a rest, and he still is so important to our our attack. Like without his crossing ability, we don't get any chances really. His
yeah.
passing ability is what
I think he's even
really.
inconsistent going forward as well.
I don't know. I do kind of see it. He's not really torn it up. Like he's not
Yeah,
really covering himself defensively, but I don't think overrated is fair.
I mean, yeah, like I don't know, but moving on, centre mid, I've got Gravenberch as well.
Yeah,
I think I've been a bit disappointed with him this season. I don't think he's been as good. I really liked him last season as well. So
me too.
yeah, um, my other centre mid, I just couldn't think of one. So I've got it as blank. I don't know. Um, I really just couldn't think of one. And attackers, I've got Gakpo, which I
Yeah,
agree with you as well, Lewis. Um, I've got two strikers.
yeah.
My first striker is one that Ben really won't like.
If you fucking say João Pedro.
It's João Pedro.
Oh! How is that
I just,
possible?
I don't think he's a
How
bad
is that?
player. Let me get that straight. I don't think he's a
He's
bad player. But he went like
statistically
9
better than
games without
most.
scoring,
He's
which for
statistically one of the
Chelsea.
best players in the Premier League.
No,
He's
I
statistically
disagree.
one
I
of the best.
disagree. He's so inconsistent. Like
I
he went
think
9
only
games without
Igor
scoring.
Thiago and Erling Haaland have scored more goals this season than João Pedro has.
I
And
know,
he's more
but
of a complete holistic effect. We look
but
better
he's
when
just
he's starting.
inconsistent for me. He's just too inconsistent. I think he's a good player. I think he's a
But
great player,
and
right?
in terms of being a
But
coming from someone who has had to watch Mateta for the last 3 years, you're fine when you talk about
speaking of Mattel,
consistency.
he's in my team as well.
Oh,
That
fucking
snake, that
unbelievable!
absolute snake. Mattel's in my
You
team
are
as well.
you are fucking
You are a
unbelievable.
purple patch
Stop swearing,
merchant,
Ben.
Mattel.
You are
Mattel is a purple
unbelievable.
patch merchant. Without Glasner, he'd be working at Asda with us.
You're honestly
I'm joking.
unbelievable, Cody.
Uh, I do actually like Mateta, but even at his peak, I do think he was
You're
overrated. I think I've even said this to you, Lewis.
you're
Yeah,
honestly ridiculous.
I think it was James that was talking about him like he was like top 5 strikers in the league. Well, like, not even top 5, top 3 strikers in the league at one point, which just isn't true.
Yeah, yeah. He had the same goals as Strand Larson, I think,
Yeah.
and I think Strand Larson's been better for us this season than Mateta has
Can I
this
just say
season.
on Strand Larson, since he joined, I don't know about him for you.
He's been
I
good. I just
think
don't know if he's been £45 million worth of good.
I think with Strand Larson, I think he's gone a bit underrated because like the output isn't there. I'll agree for 50 million, like the output isn't like as much. Granted, he's playing in a Palace team that isn't good right now, so
Yeah.
like I do think he does get a bit of leeway, but like he has created so many like chances for us. Larnaca, I think he created one of the Sar goals. I think Tottenham, he created Gessan's first. Was it Gessan's first goal? I can't remember. No, Sar's first goal that got disallowed. He created
Yeah.
that by coming in and playing that pass to Gessan, who whips it across. I think he's developed and changed his game a bit to more of an all-round kind of player. And I think if you just look at the stats, like you might think, oh well, he hasn't been that good for us. When like watching the games, I can see he is good for us. Not 50 million good, but I think give him time. I think he will become a good signing for us.
Yeah, I'm very much jury's still out with him. I'm not saying he's been bad. Like I'm not saying he's failed, but I'm just saying like right now I'm just so unsure.
Yeah, I just think he needs time. this is a Palace team that isn't as good right now.
Not a complete
Even so,
product.
I still think he's playing well. I still like him. I think he's done well for us, but again, maybe not lived up to the price tag so far. But I don't think, for what we paid for, I don't think it's terrible.
Yeah.
Could have been a lot worse.
Join us next week as we hopefully do a dive into an underrated team. Thomas Tuchel's 35-man squad for the next few
Is it not
games
33?
leading into the World Cup. I think it's 35 because they replaced
I think
two.
he's right.
And Emmett will do his own review to the US men's national team that they have released. Is this their World Cup squad altogether, or is this just for their friendlies?
It's just for the friendlies, but I think barring a
It will be a
couple like injured
precursor.
players, it will be basically what he's come out with.
But this will be a very, very interesting episode in which we hope you join us for. And we will see you hopefully next week with another banger episode of the Tactical Waffle podcast.
This has been Ben, George, Cody, and Lewis with a production team of Emmett, Sarah, and Millie.